Alright, pack number 3, and it looks like we opened the nut, because Profane Command is one of the best cards in the format, number 1, and it's also insane in our deck. It's just like a fireball, gives all our guys fear, it just does infinite good things. And this pack is kind of mediocre anyway, so this is a windmill slam. It's worth noting that our black is sort of minimal right now. We're actually pretty close to a mono red deck, but with the Lacerator and double bat, I do want to have a decent amount of black in my deck, and this Profane Command is well worth adding a few extra stomps for. So I'm going to windmill slam that one. Ulamog, on the other hand, I'm not super thrilled about. Looks like I'm just taking another Wrecking Ball. Definitely don't want to play this Wrap in Flames anymore. Yeah, Wrecking Ball's good. So at this point, with what we have right now, I'm totally happy with what we have in the late game. So I just want to lower my curve as much as possible. Just start taking 1, 2, and 3 drops, because we have all of the late game that we need. Could have had 3 Smoke Braiders. It's unfortunate. And this pack's pretty mediocre. Lodestone Golem's fine as like a Juggernaut, but we already have enough good 4 drops. So I guess I'm just taking a Combust for the sideboard. Just kind of disappointing for our 3rd pick, but what are you going to do? We're not that far off from having enough playables anyway, so Combust can be excellent out of the sideboard, so I'm not super upset about it. Well, this is another really bad pack for us, which is unfortunate. Take Combust number 2. And now we see all the good elemental cards. It's the worst. Don't think we have any random elementals in the main. Don't really want any of these cards. I guess I can take a War Paint and not play it, or I could take a Flare Husk and also not play it. Both are pretty mediocre, or I could just hate a Sunlance or something. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Mostly because I'm lazy. Ooh, Ashen Gorger. Big fan of this guy. He's just very big. Comes down on 3, starts attacking for 4. Yeah, so we'll just take that. Nothing else really to consider, except maybe Darksteel Axe, which I don't think is great. Though it is good with our double Slaughtermaster and our Duskhunter Bats. I wouldn't mind playing that. It's better than all my other mediocre cards in the sideboard, so. Oh, I didn't even notice this guy's an elemental. Interesting. So again, nothing for us here. Just like actual nothing for us this time. I guess Mutagenic Growth is an okay card. We can surprise some people with it. We already have double Brute Force, so it's not really an effect I'm in love with, but it's the only card I'd consider playing out of this, so. Wow, this pack has been pretty horrendous so far, which is very interesting. I thought for sure that the strategy was going to be open to our right, but maybe I was mistaken. Or someone else moved in late and I didn't notice. Like, I literally don't want any of these cards. I guess Alloy Mirror is the only one I would even slightly consider. Yeah, I'll just take that and put it in the sideboard. Huh. So Noblesse of War is kind of interesting. Normally it's like almost impossible to cast unless you're in red-white, but we are very close to mono-red. Like, we're probably going to play like 6, maybe 7 black sources. So we're going to have a pretty good number of mountains for this Noblesse. Like, it can come down on turn 6 or 7 pretty easily. I guess, yeah, I'll probably play it. What do I want to do here? So Vampire Lacerator normally would be an easy pick over Cathodian, but given the texture of our mana base right now. I'm not sure if we'll have black on turn 1 consistently enough to want the Lacerator. I mean, we already playing 1, but maybe I want Cathodian more. No, I think I still want the Lacerator. Just sort of suck it up. Our mana is going to be kind of awkward, but ooh, another Dusk Hunter Bat. Okay, so now we at least know we have enough playables, and we'll try to make sense of. Man, I'm so sad about this Smoke Braider not working out. I'm just gonna have it in my sideboard, I guess. Yep, so sad. Just all the goods in my sideboard. Blades of Velasfell, I don't think I'm gonna play. It's not out of the question. I know a lot of the pros hate this card, but I don't think it's that unplayable. If you have like evasive guys and double strikers, it's like a fine filler card. So what do I want to cut from this deck? 18 creatures is quite a bit, but I'm okay with that. We didn't really get enough removal. We have the Burst Lightning, the 2 Wrecking Balls, and the Profane Command, which is kind of hard to cast, depending on what our mana looks like. Probably play like 10-7 or something in this deck. Maybe 11-6 because of this Nobilis. Not sure. So let's see what we've got. We have to cut 1 card. Yeah, we do need to play. I think 7 swamps is as low as it'll go with all these 1 and 2 drops. Do we get any random elementals? There's like this guy. Yeah. I was trying to think if maybe we could still work these Smoke Raiders into the equation. Maybe splash this guy, but that does not seem necessary at all. One interesting thing that I noticed at one point. So if you have a Viashino Slaughtermaster, normally it's like impossible to use its activated ability. But if you use Blades of Velasfell, give it +2/+0 and all creature types, it becomes an elemental. So then you can use Smoke Braider to make black-green and activate its ability, which I thought was kind of funny. I've never seen it actually come up in a game, but we were talking about that at one point, which is kind of cool. I think Nobilis is good enough that we can just sort of accept that it's going to be uncastable sometimes. It is really rough though. Like if we even draw just 2 swamps, it's going to be really hard to cast it. So I could see cutting it. We do already have really good late game, and I don't know if I'm willing to warp the mana base so much to play it. Could also play like Alloy Mirror to increase the chances that we'll be able to play it on time. We do need to make a cut anyway, so maybe that could just be our cut. It's not completely unreasonable. Don't think it's that necessary for our deck. We've already got all the early game pieces we want. We've got the double finisher already. We have a Profane Command. Yeah, I think as much as it hurts, I like having Nobilis be the last cut, just because of the mana being difficult otherwise. So I think I'm just going to go 10-7 and call it a day. But the deck looks pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Despite Pack 1 and Pack 3 being very mediocre, we still ended up getting all the crucial pieces. Could have used like another Burst Lightning or a Lightning Bolt or whatever, but we've got the Wrecking Balls, we've got some Pump, and I think we can close out some games. It's also the Copper Carapace to consider. Maybe it's better than the Brute Force. That might actually be the case, just because we have all these Dusk Hunter Bats and like the first strikers and double strikers and flyers and whatnot. It's probably going to be pretty good in our deck. It's not great with the Fire Slingers, but we have 14 other creatures that it's good with, so I think that's worth considering. But yep, sort of an interesting draft. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and try to take it down with the 3-0.